It's day 198 and I am heading to Baxter State Park. That is where the Mount Katahdin is. And I am planning to summit tomorrow. That will be the end of my Thru-hike. Quite unbelievable. I would like to say something about Baxter State Park, for it's very different from other state parks and national parks that are along the AT. For the Baxter State Park was privately owned land, and Mr. Baxter then gave it to make the state park. And that is the reason that there are very different rules in Baxter State Park that there are in anywhere else. And Mr. Baxter had the idea that the state park is mainly for the nature itself, not so much for the human recreation. And in a way, I do understand his mindset. But then again, if people are not able to enjoy the nature, they don't learn to value it, and then they don't want to protect it. And that is what you can see with the current president of US, I think. But not so much about the politics. Anyway, in Baxter State Park there are more strict rules than in other places. And there is a Thru-hiker campsite called Birches, but they only take 12 people every night. So I wish that I will get to Birches. There are also other campgrounds, several of them in Baxter State Park, but you need to make a reservation in advance. That's usually not possible for a Thru-hiker, where you don't know when you are going to be there. So I just wish that there are not so many Thru-hikers today that I will be able to get to the Birches. For otherwise, I have to make up something, a place to stay, for you are not allowed to stealth camp in Baxter State Park. And also, Baxter State Park is a place that every Thru-hiker has to put their best behavior in, for especially after a few years ago, I think it was a trail runner called Jurek who did a record that is now an old record, but anyway, he had a very elaborate party on the Katahdin, and all the press around him, huge group, and the people of Baxter State Park were not happy. And that's why nowadays you have to have a permit to summit Katahdin, and they almost denied Thru-hikers to summit Katahdin, so it was very close that the northern terminus of the AT would have been moved somewhere else from the place where it has always been. Katahdin has always been the northern terminus of the AT. The Springer Mountain haven't been always the southern terminus. So I think I must remember to behave myself in Baxter State Park so that other generations of Thru-hikers are also able to enjoy Mount Katahdin. I am out of the 100-mile wilderness. I guess this sign means that I'm close to the road crossing. I think it's called Golden Road. At this moment I would like to quote the wise words of singer Madonna, for she said, "I made it through the wilderness, somehow I made it through." This is the Able Bridge, and I actually realized just today that it's not actually crossing the Able stream, but this river that I may not even try to pronounce the name. And here is what we have been waiting for, Mount Katahdin. I just had a lunch at the Able Bridge Campground restaurant, and The sun is scorching out here, but it seems like I'm finally going back to the woods from this road, so maybe I don't have to suffer in the sunshine much longer. Oh yes, there is going to be some shade. Now I'm in the Baxter State Park, and I need to find the information kiosk where I can register for the purchase campsite. I saw a man who told that there should be now 8 people registered at the purchase for tonight. So if I am lucky and there haven't been 4 people ahead of me, I should get a campsite. Now this is where you register for the purchase, and there is a bunch of other information too, and I was able to squeeze myself into the purchase. I have a place to stay tonight. So this is where I am right now, and then I'm going to go there to the purchase, and tomorrow along the hunt trail, that is the AT, to Katahdin, and then let's see, this is the knife edge, so I'm gonna go along the ridge and down here. So you have the possibility to go down the same way you come up the hunt trail or the Able trail, or you can go this side through the chimney pond, but this would be the most scenic way. I'm gonna end up at the Roaring Brook campground, and I hope to get a hitch into town from there. For there is shuttle from the Katahdin Stream campground, but that's not where I'm gonna end up tomorrow. Now that I got myself registered to the purchase, I have to say I am the so-called happy camper. No more things to stress out anymore. Only to climb to Katahdin tomorrow, and then getting down and to Millinocket, where I have already a place to stay for tonight. I'm going to have 1 day layover in Millinocket before I'm heading back down south. I think this might be a good time to thank you all, everyone who's been following me on YouTube, on Twitter, Facebook, my blog, everything. Thank you for your comments, thank you for your support. It has had a tremendous effect, especially when I got sick going to the Smokies. For me to be able to continue my Thru-hike, it was essential to have support of all you people. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Or kiitos, as we say in Finnish. This has been truly an unbelievable journey, but as I've said a few times before, it's not over until the fat lady sings. And I'm pretty damn certain she's gonna sing tomorrow.